What makes La Casa de Alofoke the most talked about reality show in Latin America? Broadcast live 24/7 on YouTube, it gathers 10 influencers under one roof, mixing music culture, unscripted drama, and fan-driven voting through super chats for cash and prizes. Could this be the future of interactive entertainment worldwide?
What if the reality TV you watched wasn't just, real in name, but actually truly live, unedited? And what if it put you right in the director's chair?
Yeah, imagine you deciding who stays, who goes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And maybe even funding the grand prize? Yeah. All of it happening in real time?
Sounds futuristic, doesn't it?
It really does. But, well, prepare to be surprised, because that future is not only here, it's already kind of shaking up how we consume entertainment.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. This is where we sift through all the noise, stack up the sources, and pull out those golden nuggets of knowledge that help you make sense of the world. Often with a twist you didn't see coming.
Mm-hmm.
Today we're plunging into the really vibrant, high-stakes world of La Casa de Alofoke. It's this groundbreaking Dominican reality show that didn't just launch it, pretty much exploded onto the global scene back in the summer of 2025.
Exploded is right. It wasn't just another show.
Not at all. It's way more than something to just binge watch. It's become this huge cultural and technological phenomenon. Yeah. It's fundamentally rewritten the rules for digital entertainment, totally redefined audience engagement, and it's challenging our whole idea of what reality TV even means. So in this deep dive, our mission is, well, crystal clear. We're going to unpack exactly what makes La Casa de Alofoke so incredibly revolutionary.
There's a lot to unpack there.
Oh, yeah. We'll explore its unique, kind of relentless 24/7 live format, its really savvy use of social media influencers for the cast. That's a big one.
Key.
Its deep, authentic roots in Latin urban culture, and maybe most importantly, how you, the audience, become this integral, powerful, and even financially influential part of the whole thing, all through this fascinating feature called YouTube Super Chat.
That's the game changer, really.
Totally. We're going to break down every complex detail, every little nuance, and make it super easy to understand so you can grasp the full kind of far-reaching scope of this really exciting new frontier in media.
And it is a frontier.
Right. This isn't just about one show of the Dominican Republic. Yeah. It's about understanding where entertainment is heading and how your role as a viewer is changing. It's giving you this unprecedented power and influence.
You're going to have some aha moments, I think.
Definitely. Get ready for some major insights about where digital media is truly headed.
It really is a remarkable case study, isn't it? What's particularly fascinating, I think, is how La Casa de Alofoke acts as this sort of crucible. It's melting down the traditional broadcasting models and forging something completely new.
A crucible, I like that, yeah.
It challenges all those long-held assumptions we have about just passively consuming media. It really forces us to think about the shifting landscape. This whole phenomenon feels like a precursor, maybe a glimpse into what might become the standard for interactive entertainment worldwide.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's start with the basics for anyone just tuning in, maybe who hasn't heard of it. What exactly is this show, La Casa de Alofoke?
Or the fundamentals.
At its core, it's a production by Alofoke Media Group. They're a major player, originating from the Dominican Republic. Picture, like a classic reality show house setup.
Big Brother, maybe, but different.
Exactly. But with this radical twist, instead of getting, pre-recorded episodes once a week or even daily, this thing is a continuous, relentless 30-day live broadcast. It runs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, nonstop.
That's wild.
And it's streamed exclusively on YouTube, specifically on the Alofoke Radio Show channel.
Yeah.
You can literally tune in any second, day or night, for that whole month, and you just catch whatever's happening right then, real time.
And that immediacy, that's its foundational innovation, really. Unlike those highly curated, often heavily edited traditional reality shows, which can feel kind of distant, right?
Totally. Polished.
This continuous live stream creates this unparalleled sense of living right alongside the contestants. It's like having this window straight into your lives, and it's just constantly open.
And no filter.
And the choice of YouTube as the only platform is also really significant. It immediately signals, a break from traditional TV networks. It emphasizes its digital native identity, its connection to a global, digitally savvy audience.
And cuts out the middleman.
Exactly. It strips away those traditional media gatekeepers.
Okay, and the cast. This is another huge difference. This isn't just like a random group of hopefuls they picked from obscurity like you often see.
Not at all. Very strategic.
We're talking about 10 carefully selected social media influencers.
Yeah.
Gathered from different countries. And when we say influencers, we're not talking small fry here.
No, these are established names.
Right. They're established personalities, singers, models, content creators, internet celebs who already command these massive dedicated fan bases. On platforms like Instagram, TikTok, even OnlyFans.
Which is key.
This pre-existing celebrity status and their built-in communities, it's absolutely pivotal to how the show works and why it's got this staggering appeal.
And that raises a really important strategic point about casting, doesn't it? Traditional reality TV, it often spends a lot of resources trying to create stars through the show's story, hoping someone breaks out.
Yeah, finding the next big thing.
La Casa de Alofoke, though, it starts with stars. It completely reevaluates that whole talent acquisition model.
Okay, how so?
Well, by casting people who already have millions of engaged followers, the show isn't just bringing contestants into a house, it's effectively bringing entire pre-existing communities of loyal fans directly into the show's ecosystem right from the start.
Ah, so the audience is already there.
Exactly. It's not just about leveraging their reach, it's about importing those established rivalries, the fan loyalties, the public personas that immediately crank up the drama and guarantee an initial, very dedicated viewership. It's honestly a genius move for immediate engagement.
That's a crucial distinction, yeah. Now, the competition itself, it kind of unfolds with a familiar rhythm. Contestants live together, they face challenges, they have these often heated debates, personal meetings, that sort of thing.
The reality show staples.
Right. But the stakes involved, they are truly substantial. We're talking a grand prize of 1 million Dominican pesos, which, just to put that in perspective for everyone, is over $16,000 USD.
That's serious money.
And that's plus a brand new Mercedes-Benz car.
Wow. Okay.
So that's not just a prize. It's potentially life-changing for a lot of people. It significantly raises the emotional and financial ante.
And what's really compelling there is how such a big prize intensifies not just the competition inside the house, but crucially, the viewer's investment.
Ah, makes sense. You care more.
Right. When the outcomes are so genuinely impactful, the audience feels this much stronger urge to engage, to follow every twist, to root for their favorites. It lifts the drama beyond just, personal pride. It becomes about real life-altering consequences.
Yeah, it's not just bragging rights.
Exactly. And that fosters a far deeper emotional connection than if the prize was, say, just a smaller sum or something less tangible. This magnifies the power of the audience's influence because what they're impacting feels genuinely meaningful.
And the success of this whole model, just utterly staggering. La Casa de Alofoke didn't just find an audience. It became a full-blown media phenomenon almost instantly, right after it launched in summer 2025.
It really took off like a rocket.
It attracted millions of simultaneous viewers, numbers that frankly would make many traditional broadcasters green with envy. But here's where it gets really interesting and honestly quite astonishing.
Go on.
It exceeded the viewership of major established entertainment programs, like WWE.
Wow. Okay, WWE, that's huge.
Right. This wasn't just a regional hit, stuck in the Dominican Republic or even just Latin America.
Yeah.
It rapidly set itself up as a leading live stream phenomenon across Latin America and then globally. It showed this incredible new kind of cross-cultural appeal.
And if we connect that to the bigger picture, that kind of viewership, it isn't just impressive numbers, it's a massive market signal.
What is a signal specifically?
It unequivocally shows this new global appetite for this type of content. It signals a huge shift in how audiences consume live content and, critically, how they expect to interact with it.
Right. The interaction part is key.
It validates a model that puts immediacy, authenticity, and direct engagement ahead of, the more polished traditional production values and rigid schedules of old media.
So it's not just competing.
No, it's more than that. It's a clear signal that this digital-first, audience-empowered approach can not only rival, but potentially dominate long-standing entertainment institutions. It speaks to a fundamental shift in what viewers actually want.
That's a powerful statement. Okay, now, let's really dig deep into how La Casa de Alofoke pulls this off. How does it break that traditional reality TV mold? Because it's not just its popularity that's revolutionary, it's the actual architecture of the show.
The mechanics of it.
The first, and maybe the most defining feature, is that 24/7 live and uncut format we touched on. Just think about how most reality shows are made.
Yeah, weeks or months of filming.
right? They record all this footage, then they heavily edit it, splice it, produce it into these neat little episodes, often crafting specific narratives, character arcs, sometimes even manipulating storylines for maximum drama. But La Casa's innovation, it streams continuously, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, with absolutely no editing, no pre-recorded segments. Everything just unfolds, raw, unfiltered, real time.
It's truly live.
So what does no editing really mean for you, the viewer? Well, it guarantees this unparalleled authenticity. You see the arguments flare up, you see the quiet moments, the celebrations, even the boring, mundane stuff. Exactly as it happens.
No producer interference.
Right. There's no producer manipulation trying to shape a specific story, no dramatic music added later to heighten tension, no carefully constructed plot lines to make someone look like the villain or the hero. It's just life unfolding, all its messiness, its unpredictability.
And that transparency.
It fosters this incredibly intense, unique connection with the audience. You feel genuinely immersed in what the contestants are going through.
And this level of transparency, it isn't just a gimmick, it's transformative for the whole genre. By getting rid of that traditional filter of editing, the show builds immense trust with its audience.
You believe what you're seeing more.
Exactly. Viewers understand they're witnessing genuine, unmediated interactions.
Yeah.
This creates that immersive feeling like you're truly a fly on the wall, getting an unfiltered look.
But surely that creates challenges too.
Oh, absolutely. Profound challenges for the producers. How do you handle content moderation when everything's live? What about the duty of care for contestants who are constantly exposed without that protective layer of editing?
Yeah, that's tricky.
And the technical side, the infrastructure needed for continuous high-quality streaming to potentially millions of people at once. That's a massive undertaking. It demands a completely different operational setup than traditional episodic production. It's definitely a high-wire act.
But one that clearly pays off.
Clearly, in terms of audience engagement, yes.
And that unfiltered reality leads us right into the next revolutionary feature. The direct audience interaction. This is where you, the viewer, go beyond just watching passively. You become an active, powerful participant.
This is where it gets really interesting.
Yeah. Unlike traditional shows where maybe you vote via an app or SMS, kind of as a secondary thing, La Casa weaves audience participation directly into the show's core mechanics. And, quite amazingly, into its actual funding model.
So how does that work?
Viewers directly influence outcomes, voting results, stuff like that, through YouTube's Super Chats feature. It's a mechanism that literally turns your engagement into tangible influence. This transforms the audience. You become both the judges of the competition, deciding who stays and who goes, and you become the direct financial sponsors of the prizes and the program itself.
Both judge and backer.
Exactly. It's not just clicking a button or sending a text. This gives you real, tangible power that goes way beyond simple viewership. You're directly impacting the story, the contestants' futures, even the show's finances.
It puts you in the driver's seat.
Totally. You're an active player in the drama as it unfolds.
And this redefines the whole relationship between content creators and their audience, doesn't it? In a really fundamental way.
How so?
You're not just consuming the content, you're actively contributing to its creation, its direction, and even its financial survival.
Co-creation almost?
Precisely. This deep sense of agency is an incredibly powerful motivator for engagement. It creates this loyal, deeply invested viewership base that feels like they have a real stake in the content.
Like it's partly their show.
Exactly. It's a shift from passive consumption to active co-creation, which, from a media evolution standpoint, is a huge indicator of where digital entertainment is undeniably heading. It's a genuine power transfer.
Okay, another absolute key revolutionary feature, we hinted at it, is the power of that influencer cast. This wasn't just luck. It was a very deliberate, very strategic casting decision.
Yeah, okay.
Choosing to bring in these social media influencers, established singers, models, content creators who already have these massive, often multinational fan bases. It's incredibly savvy. Bordering on genius, really?
Yeah.
Why is this so significant? Not just for the viewing numbers, but for the show's whole revolutionary vibe.
Well, because these influencers, they bring their entire highly engaged communities with them to the show.
Right, the audience comes prepackaged.
You're not starting from scratch trying to build an audience for unknown faces through expensive marketing campaigns. Instead, you're tapping straight into established, vibrant digital ecosystems.
Less risk, maybe.
Less risk and instant engagement. The built-in fan loyalty, the pre-existing rivalries and alliances between these public figures, their well-defined public personas, it all amplifies the drama right from day one. It creates an immediate, dedicated, often really passionate viewership.
It's a brilliant model.
It really is. Leveraging existing digital communities and personal brands, it offers this new blueprint for casting and audience acquisition in the digital age, and it drastically cuts down those initial marketing costs. And that's a brilliant point about audience acquisition. Instead of spending big on traditional marketing to find viewers, La Casa de Alofoke basically crowdsources its initial fervent audience through the influencers themselves.
Right.
Beyond that, it also has these long-term implications for the influencers' own careers. Being on such a high-profile 24/7 live platform, it can either massively boost their brand and reach or
expose their flaws.
Exactly. Expose flaws, lead to public backlash. It's a high-risk, high-reward strategy for them, too. It fundamentally alters the talent show dynamic by starting with known quantities and then just seeing how they survive under that unfiltered public gaze.
So this model could change how talent agencies work.
It could significantly change how they scout and develop digital personalities for future shows. Absolutely.
And crucially, La Casa de Alofoke is also really deeply rooted in cultural immersion. It feels incredibly authentic because of it.
It feels real.
The show is profoundly embedded in contemporary Dominican and Latin urban music culture. It doesn't shy away from it. It actively embraces it, showcases this specific cultural identity.
Which is a contrast, isn't it?
A stark contrast, yeah, to many traditional reality shows that often aim for this more generic, universally palatable feel, trying to reach the widest possible global audience.
But sometimes losing their soul in the process.
Exactly. Sometimes at the expense of cultural specificity, you end up with this kind of bland, homogenized product.
And that strong cultural focus is a major strength for La Casa. It creates this highly relatable, resonant, truly close, authentic, and appealing space, especially for its target audience in Latin America and the diaspora.
It speaks their language literally and figuratively.
Right. It makes it more than just a competition. It's like a reflection of a vibrant pop culture movement. And this authenticity, it doesn't just attract a dedicated regional audience. It also offers this compelling, distinct flavor that can draw in global viewers who are specifically looking for something genuinely unique.
Something less mass-produced.
Precisely. Something that feels real, less like the typical international reality format. It really shows the power of specific, well-represented cultural stories.
And finally, let's just emphasize the truly unscripted nature of the show. This is a key feature that reinforces its commitment to genuine reality.
No hidden scripts?
None. All the situations, the debates, the challenges, the interactions that happen in the house, they are completely natural and spontaneous. There are no fixed scripts, no pre-planned scenarios, no producer whispering lines in their ears.
No production assistants setting up drama.
Definitely not. No one pulling contestants aside to suggest a confrontation or, an opportune emotional breakdown.
And this commitment to spontaneity, it really reinforces the reality aspect in its purest form. It ensures that viewer engagement is driven by genuine interactions, unpredictable developments, authentic human drama.
Not manufactured conflict.
Exactly. Rather than producer-driven narratives or those staged conflicts that often leave viewers feeling, frankly, manipulated.
Yeah, you can often tell when it's fake.
Right. This unscripted nature is what ultimately maintains that authenticity that modern, discerning viewers really crave. It fosters that deep, immersive connection, making every single moment potentially significant because it's genuinely unplanned.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about YouTube Super Chat being this incredible engine for interaction, for funding.
Yeah.
It's truly at the heart of what makes La Casa de Alofoke so unique.
It's the linchpin in many ways.
Totally. But for anyone listening who might be new to this specific YouTube feature, let's really demystify it. Let's explain how it works, especially in the context of this show. We'll break it down simply so anyone listening can easily get its power. So at its core, YouTube Super Chat is a feature for live streams. It lets viewers pay money to basically highlight their comments in the live chat feed.
Like a digital spotlight.
Exactly. Think of it as a way to tip the creator, but also make your voice stand out in what's usually a really crowded, fast-moving chat.
Gets your message seen.
Right. Let's walk through it step by step. Super easy to follow. First, doing a YouTube live stream, you'll usually see a little $ icon. It's typically right there in the live chat box. You click that icon. Then you use a simple slider, or maybe some preset options, to choose how much money you want to contribute. It can be small, like $1 or $2, or it can go up significantly higher. After you pick your amount, you type your comment or message, just like a regular chat message. Then, and this is the key part, once you hit send and confirm your payment, your comment doesn't just vanish into the stream.
It stands out.
Big time. It appears with this prominent, bright color, often a custom color based on how much you paid. It makes it highly visible, instantly drawing attention for everyone watching.
So everyone sees it.
And here's another really cool, impactful part. Depending on how much you paid, your comment can also get pinned right to the very top of the chat for a certain amount of time.
Stuck up there.
Yeah. It guarantees it's seen not only by the content creator, who might then respond, but also by the entire community watching. The more you contribute, the longer your comment stays highlighted and pinned. You're essentially buying more visibility, more airtime for your message.
And from the creator's side, this is obviously an incredibly valuable direct revenue stream. They can track these super chats in their YouTube studio. They can acknowledge them, interact with the messages. It fosters that real-time engagement.
Direct connection.
But more broadly, beyond just being a donation or a way to stand out, it provides this direct audience-driven revenue for the channel owner or the program producers. It effectively democratizes the funding model for content.
How so?
It turns engagement directly into quantifiable financial support. It kind of bypasses traditional advertising or sponsorship models, at least partly.
Now let's focus on Super Chat's really pivotal, truly revolutionary role, specifically in La Casa de Alofoke. Because here, it's not just about getting your comment noticed. This is about your vote, your direct, tangible influence over the show itself.
This is where it becomes a core mechanic.
Exactly. In La Casa de Alofoke, Super Chats are explicitly, transparently used by viewers to vote for contestants during eliminations, or to directly influence the outcomes of challenges or other key decisions made within the house. This goes way, way beyond just, voicing an opinion in the chat. This means your financial contribution isn't just a donation to the show, it is your vote. A vote with direct, visible, immediate impact.
Your money is your power.
Right. You're not just expressing a preference. You are actively shaping the show's narrative. You're impacting who stays, who goes, potentially even influencing the strategic direction of the whole competition. You are literally casting your vote with your dollars.
Giving you a powerful direct hand.
It really elevates viewership to this whole new level of engagement and, frankly, control.
And this creates a profound, almost palpable sense of power and direct contribution for the viewers, doesn't it? Their engagement is publicly recognized, it's highlighted, and it has this tangible, immediate effect on the show's story. It fosters a much deeper, more visceral connection than just passively watching ever could.
You feel involved because you are involved.
Precisely. But what's truly revolutionary here, and maybe a bit controversial, is that this also serves as the innovative primary funding model for the whole show.
The primary model.
Yeah. The fact that Super Chats also directly fund the grand prizes that million pesos, the Mercedes-Benz, and the program's operational costs, it creates this truly community-driven financial ecosystem.
Wow.
The audience literally invests in the content they consume, and in return, they gain this unprecedented influence over its direction. It fundamentally blurs the lines between viewer, patron, and maybe even co-producer.
That's fascinating. It just flips the traditional funding model completely on its head. Okay, so we've explored the intricate mechanics, the undeniable success of La Casa de Alofoke, but now let's really zoom out. Let's open up the discussion.
The bigger picture.
Yeah. What does all this mean for the broader landscape of entertainment? What are the far-reaching implications of a show like this for the future of media, content creation, and even your role as a consumer? This is where it gets really interesting. This is where we connect the dots.
Well, what's truly exceptional here, I think, is how La Casa de Alofoke isn't just like a collection of cool, separate features. It's a seamlessly integrated, self-reinforcing model.
It all works together.
Perfectly. It masterfully combines that visceral immediacy of 247 live streaming, the built-in star power and community engagement from the influencers, the deep, authentic resonance of its specific cultural content, and that unprecedented financial and narrative power of direct audience interaction via Super Chat.
It's the combination that's key.
Exactly. This unique blend creates a self-sustaining, hyper-engaging, and incredibly dynamic entertainment product. It's not just a show. It's like a living, breathing ecosystem where every component just amplifies the others. That synergy. That's what makes it so potent.
And that self-sustaining ecosystem, it isn't just an experiment anymore, right? It seems to unequivocally define a new era. The source material doesn't mince words. It explicitly calls it a step forward in Latin American digital communication and a special digital entertainment model.
High praise.
So this begs a critical question for all of us globally. Could this specific model, intensely live, hyper-interactive, influencer-driven, and audience-funded, could this become a global blueprint for the next generation of reality TV and maybe even digital content across different genres?
It absolutely raises that question, and I think the answer is probably yes, but maybe with some caveats. Consider the stark contrast with traditional broadcasting,
which operates so differently.
Totally. Slow production cycles, heavy editing, massive marketing budgets, much less direct audience participation. This model from Casa de Alofoke, it isn't just an alternative, it feels like. Like a fast-growing vine kind of chipping away at the old structures?
Yeah, disrupting things.
It prioritizes speed, raw authenticity, direct connection values that really resonate powerfully with modern digital audiences, especially those who grew up with platforms like TikTok and Twitch.
They expect immediacy.
They expect instantaneous feedback. They want to feel part of the action, not just watch it from afar. And the cost efficiency. Leveraging existing influencer communities and audience funding, that presents a huge challenge to traditional high-overhead production studios.
And that shift brings us to maybe the most profound implication of all, the audience's role, how rapidly it's evolving.
It's huge.
We've seen this monumental shift from being just a passive consumer, someone who watches, to an active participant who can judge, influence outcomes, and even become a direct financier of the entertainment itself.
It's a fundamental change.
This evolution is truly profound. It changes the very definition of what it means to be a viewer. So connecting this to the bigger picture, this raises some really important, maybe sometimes uncomfortable questions. Like, firstly, how much control do audiences ultimately want in their entertainment? Is there a tipping point where too much influence could dilute creative vision? Or maybe lead to a race to the bottom, prioritizing sensationalism over genuinely compelling content?
That's a valid concern, the mob rule aspect.
And secondly, what are the creative, the ethical, the financial implications when the crowd is calling the shots? For instance, if votes can literally be bought through super chats, does that inherently bias the outcomes, favoring contestants with wealthier fan bases?
Sidelining maybe equally talented people with less financial backing.
Exactly. Does it foster a kind of pay-to-win dynamic in entertainment?
These are crucial points to grapple with. This whole phenomenon, it highlights how quickly technology is changing your role as a viewer. It's giving you more agency than ever before to shape the content you love.
More power.
But with that unprecedented power comes this collective responsibility, doesn't it? To consider the kind of narratives we as a collective audience actually want to foster and consume.
Right. What do we value?
If the audience dictates too much, could it lead to content driven purely by fleeting trends or even, mob mentality? Rather than thoughtful storytelling or genuine character development, it really challenges that traditional producer-consumer dynamic in a fundamental way. Creators have to balance artistic integrity with audience demands and financial realities.
It's a tricky balance.
And the wisdom of the crowd isn't always wise, especially when it comes to, say, long-term narrative arcs or exploring complex themes.
And that, everyone, brings us to the end of another, I think, incredibly insightful deep dive. We've taken a really extensive, detailed look into Casa de Alofoke. We've uncovered how its relentless 24/7 live, unedited broadcast, its super savvy cast of global influencers with their built-in communities, its vibrant, authentic cultural heartbeat, and especially its groundbreaking use of YouTube super chats for direct audience voting and funding. How all that has converged to create this truly revolutionary, self-sustaining entertainment experience.
A whole new beast.
It really is. It's not just a show. It's a compelling, living example of how digital platforms are profoundly empowering viewers and radically redefining what's possible in this ever-evolving media landscape. So as we wrap up, I want to leave you with a final provocative thought. What does this all really mean for the stories we'll tell, the shows we'll watch in the years ahead?
Where does it go from here?
Exactly. If the audience now holds the power to judge, to influence, and to directly fund content, are we truly on the cusp of a radically democratized entertainment landscape?
Where the crowd rules.
A landscape where the collective voice of the crowd doesn't just comment from the sidelines, but actively shapes narratives in real time, dictating success and failure with this unprecedented directness. Will you be ready, maybe even eager, to step into that director's chair and wield that immense power?
Something to think about.
Definitely something to ponder deeply until our next deep dive.
If you enjoy this video, Click like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell to the later update from my channel. Thank you for watching till the end, and see you in the next video.